Hi everyone. Today we are going to learn phonetics. Let us have a question. Why phonetics? What is the need to learn phonetics? Generally, in every language, they have their own characteristics which is similar to letter and sounds. But that is not the case with English because in some cases letters may not correspond with the pronunciation. And nowadays, most of the people are fascinated to communicate in English language because English is an international language spoken and studied by hundreds and millions of people all over the world. But many of them have difficulty in spellings and pronunciation. If you would like to trace the reason for the worries and the difficulties in the pronunciation, that is nothing but English is not always a very phonetic language. And as a result, the same letters are often pronounced in many different ways in different words. So, this is the reason why we need to learn phonetics. Let us see what is the objective of phonetics. The main objective of phonetics is the benefits of knowing the sounds and symbols of the English language. The correspondence of sound and letter in the English language. And the organs of speech used in the utterance of speech sounds. Generally, it aims to give a systematic, conscious consideration of how speech sounds are made, what they sound like, and how they compare each other. Now, let us see a few examples. But, cut, hut. In the same way, put. But here, if you look at the above examples, but, cut, and hut, here U sounds as a, but in the word put, it sounds like u. And if you see the other example, Google and ginger, here G sounds as g in Google, and in ginger G sounds as j. If you see other examples like kite, call, chemistry, and sick, here in all the words the sound k is represented by different letters. In kite it is being represented by k, in call C, in chemistry CH, and sick CK. If you see the other two examples, the phonetic sound s, sell, busy, and pleasure. S is being represented or pronounced as s in sell, busy z in busy, pleasure j in pleasure. If you see the last example, t, tell, and mention. In tell it is being pronounced as t, and in mention it is being pronounced as sh. Therefore, it is pretty clear that pronunciation of words may create chaos to the beginners, and also states that English alphabets are a poor guide of pronunciation. And from above examples, we can understand that in the English language, one letter can give many sounds, and in the same way, one sound is shown with many different letter combinations. This is the reason why International Phonetic Alphabets was invented in order to have a system in which there was a one-to-one correspondence between each sound in language and each phonetic symbol. Someone who knows the IPA, International Phonetic Alphabets, knows how to pronounce any word in any language. Now, let me define what is phonetics. Phonetics is a branch of linguistics that focuses on the production and classification of the world's speech sounds. It helps you in identifying and pronouncing the sounds and symbols that are used to show the sounds. To put it in a simple terms, phonetics help you to make your pronunciation understandable. Phonetics helps the learner with the pronunciation of sounds and words by showing them in uniform symbols that are internationally accepted and used. Nothing but IPA, International Phonetic Alphabets. Phonetic transcription is a kind of alphabetical writing in which each one represents one sound. Generally, if you observe at the chart, it is observed that there are 26 alphabets and 44 speech sounds. Phonetics is concerned with the physical properties of speech sounds and processes of their physiological production, auditory perception, and neurological perception. So, phonetics can be best explained by the production or the identity of speech sounds. It has been further divided into three study or three types of phonetics. First one is acoustic phonetics, which focuses on the physical properties of the sounds of language. Next is the auditory phonetics, which generally focuses on how listeners perceive the sounds of language. Third one is articulatory phonetics, which basically focuses on how the vocal tract produces the sounds of language. You can see this clearly in this slide. Here in this slide, it is very clear that how the sound is being produced and transmitted and finally how it been auditory or the perception of sound. This can be clearly explained by the articulatory phonetics, or let us say in the next slide, this phonetics can be explained by the organs of speech. How organs are involved in producing each and every letter. See, till now, in the last semester, you learned 26 alphabets and its corresponding 44 sounds, but you don't know how they have been produced. Now you are going to learn how each and every sound been produced by different organs. Again, what is the need to learn organs of speech? Why we should know which organ produce which sound? Where does each sound comes from? Is the jaw open or closed? What shape is the mouth? Where should the tongue be? Does air come out of my mouth when I say the sound? Is it voiced or voiceless? Every language uses certain number of sounds. These sounds differ from language to language. So, when we focus on all the above questions, it helps us or it improves your pronunciation. See, the air we breathe in and out is used for making speech sounds. This air is shaped into speech sounds by various organs in the mouth, throat, and lungs. The organs which take part in the production of speech sounds are called speech organs. We use the organs in our mouth and throat to shape, to utter or articulate sounds, and so they are a part of articulatory system. It consists of lips, tongue, and roof of the mouth, lower lip, upper lip, different parts of the tongue, such as tip, blade of the tongue, front, center, and back of the tongue, teeth, teeth ridge, hard, and soft palate are involved in shaping the air into speech sounds. Generally, we call speech organs or articulators, which are divided into two groups as active articulators and passive articulators. Active articulators are those organs which are capable of movement or move towards the other organ which is stationary. Lower lip, tip or blade of tongue, front, center and back of tongue are called active articulators. In simple, active articulators are those organs which move towards the stationary organs and allow the movement of that to produce a sound. Passive articulators are those organs which does not have any movement. That means they are stationary organs. So, passive articulatories are the organs in the mouth which are generally stationary. So, let us see what are the organs which are stationary. Upper lip, upper teeth, alveolar or teeth ridge, hard and soft palate. So, all these organs remain stationary without any movement. So, these organs are called passive articulators.